everyone. I am here. I hope you all found me. I had a phone call just as from the pharmacist just as my first recording started, so I just deleted that because I answered a question that I didn't really necessarily want live on YouTube. Hi, Tracy. Hello, Mary. Nice to see you. Hey, Joan. This is Tillman's blanket so far. Pretty, huh? Hey, Dar. Hey, Kimberly. Hey, Galina. Hi, Helen. Now, where is Eileen? She was the one who was like, are you not ready yet? Come on. Hi. Hey, Josie. Hey, Jen. Nice to see you. Please excuse my voice. It's another wheezy day here on the east coast of Canada. Sorry, just trying to get my feet up. So this is called Tunisian crochet. You can see how wonderful and thick the fabric is. It's so lovely. I love knitting. Knitting is my favorite, but I do love Tunisian crochet because it kind of looks like knitting. So everyone's getting their hellos in the chat. So that's lovely. All right. So let me find, hold on. I got to find my, oh. I could have used just a regular crochet hook because I only ever have 10 stitches on the hook at a time in this pattern, but thanks, Mary. Thanks, Joan, Kimberly. All right, so let me get this out of my way. I do have a couple of things with my embossing folders and Big Shot I want to do, but Joy C, also known as Super 7 Tada, requested that I paint Yoda. Hi, Lori. Hello, Denise. So let me. Oh, I don't know where my green tape went. Oh, I guess I can use my good tape. Oh, well, let's see. Hey, Dr. Dot. Okay. I need my paper here. Oh, got a couple of fruit flies flying around. They're driving me crazy because I left some strawberry hulls in my garbage in here for a couple of days, and it's like, oh, it's the first fruit flies I've had all summer. Yeah. Okay, Terry. All righty. All right. Got my, it's not carbon paper. It is, oh my Lord. I always forget what it's called. Not charcoal. What is this? Eileen, about time. Geesh. Graphite. Oh, my Lord. Thank you, Joan. Why will that word never come to me? My graphite paper, make sure you put it the dark or shiny side down towards your paper. I'm going to put just a little piece here too so that I can hold it somewhat still. As long as the photo stays in place, that's all that counts. So my BFF and I are going to the movies tonight. We're going to see Melissa McCarthy's show that apparently includes some Muppets. Hey, Jillian. Hey, Sharon. No, not carbon paper. It's graphite. Graphite paper is different. All right. So first of all, I want to make sure I get this lovely round shape of his chair. Shoulders. I was going to try and draw it with a grid, but then I was like, yeah, I'm too lazy for that today. Not on screen. It's hard enough to trace on screen, let alone to actually draw for me, because I have to have my nose right up. And there's no point of you guys sitting there and looking at the top of my head. This, in case you weren't here at the beginning, Watercoloring Yoda was a request from Joycey. I don't usually watercolor people / animals / aliens, whatever category you would put him in. But let's just see how it goes. I'm going to lighten and brighten him up just a little from this photo. Make him a little bit more green than yellow, but anyway, we'll see what happens. Oh, need to do his chin area. It's hard to see where his chin goes in the shadow. shirt. Okay, pressed a little too hard in some areas, but I can use my kneaded eraser to fix that. Oh, hey, Judy Patootie. Nice to see you. Hey. Watercoloring Yoda, will I? Is that Yoda speak? Now, one of the reasons I'm going to make sure I do a little bit more, this photo when it printed out a little more. Here's the photo. Because I didn't print it on photo paper. You can see there's a little more green. I'm not surprised, Joycey. I am not surprised one bit. So, of course, we have the natural complementary colors with the red and then the red chair and the green Yoda. So, of course, it happens in cinematography just as well as art. All right. Oh, sorry. Oh, no. What did I do? Gosh, that was accidental. What on earth is going on? Somehow, my mouse. Oops. All right. All right, for myself, I need to turn on my other light here. All right. I think I might try my ShinHans today for a change. I haven't used those in a while. Sorry, just getting my $2 palettes here. Dollarama. One moment. I'm just going to move my camera a bit here so that you get a kind of a less angled view maybe. Zoom in a little bit. Make sure I'm focused. Hey there, Ellie. Okay. Because I was silly and didn't make it long enough. Put it over there to get used for something else. Hey, Jenna. Hello, hello. I am going to paint Yoda today. And I know poor Dr. Dot's going to bug me until I get his eyes in, but I'm not starting with the eyes, just so you know, Joan, or Dr. Dot. Yes, Eileen, and some people have no idea what Canada looks like. They actually think we have winter all year round. And there are many places in the Midwest of the U.S. that are just as cold or more cold than lots of Canada. Okay. Hey, Twinster. Hello, hello, hello. Okay. All right. Where is my squirt water bottle? Did I not fill my squirt water bottle? Where is it? Huh. Where could it have gone? Oh, I see it. Laying down. Okay. Hold on. Okay. Found it. And I must get my... Don't need a lot of colors. I need burnt sienna. I'm going to use my ShinHan because I haven't used them in like forever. Get them out of the palette here. Sharon. It is Mary. Canada is a beautiful, big, huge country, which causes lots of transportation and other issues because we have so much more land mass than population and tax base. Makes things tricky. Okay, let's get these pre-wet. I don't know where my swatch card went for these. It doesn't look like I need to do any masking fluid. It's just the little white in his eye, the glare in his eye, and I will do that. I think I need my iPad, which means I'm going to need to plug it in because it's almost out of battery power. But I will plug it into my battery pack that my ring light is plugged into. So it has 3 places. All right. So Yoda. Let's get started. Just gotta turn my auto lock off so that I don't lose my picture. And desktop. Way down here should be Yoda somewhere here. There's Yoda. All right, there he is, all ready for me to watercolor. Okay, so colors. Oh, let's grab my brushes first. My silver black felt. And where is my mop? I do not know where my, oh yes I do. Darn it, it's in the dryer and I forgot to grab it. So I will use, oh, sorry, knocking things over. I am going to use paper towel today for my brush area here. Okay. Sorry, I'm all off kilter today here. No problem, LA. Do whatever you must do. Sorry. I'm going to fold it in thirds, I guess. Just trying to make a nice little area here for me to dry my brushes. Okay. So I've got my 1/2 inch flat, and this is a Desserts brand. Let's get my 3 silver black velvets. This one I will use. Get a Zen for mixing. Where's my other silver black velvet? Oh. Hello. Where are you? You two knew where it went. Oh. Huh. It's not in there. All right, I'm obviously just not seeing something. Anyway, whatever. I'll need this one for some detail, one of my mimics. So you have no idea where that third silver black velvet went, unless it got put over here by mistake. Ah, there it is. Phew, scare myself there for a minute. All right. Got some brushes chosen. And let's mix some paints. All right. So I'm going to need my warm red, which I think is Cad Red Light in my... And this will work on the chair. So these are the ShinHan PWC. I think they have like 4 or 5 lines of watercolor. And the P is not for professional. The professional watercolor is not ShinHan's top line. They are a lower grade of artist quality. The PWC, the P stands for premium. So I've got a little orange to mix with that red in places. Then I'm going to need some yellow ochre for Yoda's face. Hi, Diane. Joycey made the request. And then I'm also going to need sap green for Yoda. I don't know why I'm using this tiny brush. Little larger one. And then for the background, it is kind of like a purple glow. So I am going to use that red, and I'm going to make the purple with the ultramarine, which I think I missed when I spritzed. So let's try that again. Oh. So I'm going to use ultramarine, and the red I already have in the chair for the background behind the chair. It's kind of a dusky purple, so that should work. All right. Then I need burnt sienna. That should be my colors. All right. Here we go. All right. So, start with my flat brush for the background. Let's wet the background. Why don't I have a full screen? I should have a full screen. Why don't I have a full screen? Oh, hold on. Thank you. Thank you, Eileen. I didn't even think to check that. Sorry, guys. My settings were all messed up. There we go. Thanks, Eileen, for asking. Uh-oh. And now it's flipped. Hold on. Okay. All right. So I'm good? All right. I'm good. Sheesh. It only took a half hour for someone to ask me why I wasn't full screen. Gosh darn. You guys should be able to switch to 1080p now. All right. Sorry about that. Like, it was strange. I should have noticed it when I was looking at my Manicam. But see, Manicam actually changed the size of the window, so it didn't show the black on the side. So I kind of didn't really notice till I switched it. Thank you, Eileen. Here we go. So I apologize for the mix-up, but I don't know if it was because of a Manicam update or if it was because of the debacle with YouTube, but my whole Manicam, I have the lifetime license, and it totally got turned off yesterday. So I had to go back into my preferences. It was still in the list. It was just turned off. Very strange. There was apparently an update of Manicam, but I thought I had it switched to not automatically update and to ask for updates. But anyway, apparently I don't. So I am using a piece of Arches 200 GSM 100% cotton paper. That was a 22 by 30 piece, and I just cut off a piece of it. I do prefer the Artistico by Fabriano, but this is lovely paper too. So it takes a couple of wettings, a couple of times going over the wet to make sure things are wet. All right, so I'm going in with the purple. Do a light layer first. Because I used ultramarine, there will be a little bit of granulation with this, which is fine. We'll add a little interest. Well, Microsoft was down I would assume, since they own Google and Chrome, that they probably use all the same servers and everything. But it wasn't just that. There's actually a change to the interface, the YouTube interface, that the screen that you get when you click go live has changed. So they were making a change to that yesterday because it looks different than it used to. So I don't know. Could have been partially a programming error as well. Who knows? But it took them quite a while. More hours than you would think for them to get it fixed. Especially a company like Microsoft. But, you know, electronics, internet, it is all just a machine and airwaves, so and probably, Eileen, some dumb guy who hit the wrong button. I mean, I got up to go to the washroom in the middle of the night and saw Jen's tweet that YouTube was fixed, and that was a good, like 14 hours at least from when it went down, because, excuse me, it was fine for Dee Dee. Kathy King went on live about 45 minutes or a half hour or something before Joycey was supposed to go live, and she got on fine. And then when Joycey went to go on, it was poof. Yeah, so right when you were supposed to try to go on. Ha! Right at your time, eh, Joycey? Yeah. But anyway, it's back up. Sorry. It's hay season here. So hay fever. By the time hay fever's over, the leaves will be dropping, and then the mold and mildew will get me until the ground freezes. And that doesn't really happen. We don't get a really good frost until usually like deep enough to kill the mold and stuff until mid-December. Ugh. Well, Eileen, that's because the interface is different for the YouTube app. The app is completely a separate entity. And they probably weren't working on the app, you know. So, oh, that's still wet. Got to remember that with the 100% watercolor paper. Stays wet longer so you can work longer, but it also takes longer to dry. Oh, but she couldn't get on with her iPad. She got on with her phone, but not her iPad. Wow, now that is strange. Because they both use the app. Huh. Very weird. Huh. I missed that. By the time I saw that she was on and went to the link, she was finished. Dang it. Okay. So this time with my second layer, I'm going to do it with my round brush. And I'm going to, let's try my mimic. I'm going to do it wet on dry. Ooh. I really need to, this still has a lot of the traveling sizing in it. Hold on. probably shouldn't do that in the... Haven't used this Mimic one yet. Okay. Alrighty. So wet on dry. Same color. Ultramarine mixed with my Cad Red Light. I know. I really like this Mimic. Keeps a lovely point. Not that it helps with my nice lines because I'm so bad at lines. It's not funny. I should have left that a little wetter. I'm going to have a line there that I don't want. See? Try and brush it out a little. I'm just leaving this because there's a little line of light kind of shining there, so just trying to leave it there. All right. Now I know I don't have photo down in the corner. Sorry, guys. Down in the corner like I usually do, but this is not from Paint My Photo or Pixabay. It's just an image I Googled, so didn't really want to leave it up there. Wasn't sure what the, copyright issues are. Okay. And I think it needs one more layer, and it needs to be a little bit darker. Lost an ear? No, we didn't. It's right here. Hey, money. Oh, got it. Never mind. Joycey, you're never going to live down that plunger. You do know that, right? All right, I need to mix a little more of my purple. And I might try all right, so ultramarine. A little more red. There we go. All right. One more layer should finish this background here. It's going to be interesting is trying to get all the texture in his skin. I guess, if that's what it's called. Skin. And it's making a lovely purple. Lovely. All right. That's it for the background. No, I did not get a notification from Jen either, Jillian. Well, Josie, Microsoft and/or / YouTube, whatever went down. All right, next comes the red chair. Which is going to start with a layer of orange. Having some cappuccino this morning, this afternoon, I should say. So has anyone seen Melissa McCarthy's new movie with Muppet, Jim Henson directing? Murder anyway. Going to see it tonight. Love all of her movies, so hoping it's good. I shall report once I get home. My BFF is waiting for her first radiation treatment, so. Okay. So the chair is first going to get a layer of orange at the lightest parts, and it will blend to red. Just going to start with this side first. Since it's not connected anywhere, I can divide it up. That purple's bleeding down a little bit, but that's okay. Get up this extra bead of water at the bottom so I don't get blooming. All right, so I'm going to start with the orange here. And then that's going to blend into the red. The first layer. Ooh, how are you enjoying your new machine, Sharon? Never tried okra, but probably happily say that I probably wouldn't like it much. See how this one works compared to. Don't know if I have enough orange out there. Definitely need some water in it. I need to replenish some of these wells at my ShinHans before I put this away. Yay, Sharon. No, Eileen, and I saw it. I almost ordered it. I think Simon says stamps had it on sale Labor Day weekend. And I almost ordered some. And then I didn't. This is just the initial layer. This will get a layer of red over it. So it won't be orange. It'll just brighten up the red because this is the part that's in the light. I didn't wet this beforehand, did I? So I'm doing wet on dry here. Got a nice bead. And there needs to be a little bit more. And I shouldn't have done that because it wasn't quite dry. Should have checked it first. Because now I've made a mess. Dang it. All right. If you don't let it dry completely, you're going to lift the layer instead of add to it. Oh, cool. Thanks, Eileen. Diane, Sharon bought a Gemini. I've got my, that's one of the things I want to do after Yoda. If I have time, I want to try my new shim. All right, so now what I'm going to do is I'm going to mix some red in with that orange. For the next layer. It's still damp. Heat gun again, sorry. We have our crop the 28th, 29th of September. Our crops start again in September. And excuse me. So I'm doing this wet on dry, which is called a glaze. One more layer like this, and then I need to deepen the red a little bit for the shadow area. Oh, need more red. Okay, that's not bad. So I'm going to leave that. Okay. I know you guys are waiting for me to get on to Yoda, but I always do my background first. That way I don't do him and then mess him up doing the background. You know what I mean? I'd rather mess him up before I do all the work of working on him if I'm going to make a mistake with the background. All right, so now to deepen this red, in the picture it kind of deepens to the same purple as in the background. So I'm going to deepen it using the ultramarine blue rather than sometimes I would use the green, but in this case I am going to deepen it with a little bit of blue. All right. So what I'm going to do is I have some purple left. So I'm going to take some of the purple that I have left and move it into the red because I don't want it as purple as the background. So it's easier to manage that way. All right, so I think what I need to do for this one is I need to wet, but I need to work on it upside down. So sure that's clean. And then it's not quite, it's still feeling a little damp. So I'm just going to, I don't want to end up pulling this up when I'm trying to do my glaze here. Oh, I know. Timmy missed the boat with that vagabond. I don't know. He says he does all his cuts with it, but it might be good for getting the bigs dyes, but I don't know. I've heard more trouble about it than good, so. Okay, so I want to do this wet on wet. So I am wetting it. So the thing is, this is re-wettable and all that kind of stuff, but re-wetting does not necessarily mean it is going to move a little bit, but if you've dried the layer and you're careful and you're using the right soft brushes, it's not going to totally destroy your layers below. That's the whole. All right, so now I need to use this deeper one, and I'm going to start by him. So this has been deepened with ultramarine, and it may not be enough. There, that's better. You don't know until you start putting it down if you've got enough. Just blending that line where it meets a little bit. The red is stronger, so it's always good to add to the red, not take blue and add to red to the blue, because you have less control that way. So you add to the red. I'm running out of red in my palette even. I may have to put more red in there. I'm going to go in with some just purple right along here, hit the edge there. Purple that I still have. So that we have really good contrast up against Yoda there. And it's still wet enough that it's going to work and blend into what I have there already. Oh, Laurel, yes. Oh, yes, I remember Laurel being so mad. Was it 2 or 3 machines that one went up in smoke on her, one of her vagabonds, and then the other one got the dye stuck? What, didn't she get a third one too? She eventually gave up. side. Needs a little more red here. No, she didn't. No. Laurel did not move any of hers to YouTube. Her YouTube was strictly YouTube. And now she's moving again. Maybe she'll move where she can stream again, have better connection in her art room. That would be nice. All right, this corner needs to be even darker. So I'm going to take a little more ultramarine. There we go. That's better. All right. All right, let's try. Now we can start on Yoda. Ooh, that's the scary part. Yeah, they bought a house, Eileen. They were just renting the one they're living in. Yeah. Oh, you have the plus, Josie? I'm very happy with my big shot and then my cameo for other stuff. I don't have any problems with my fingers or my wrists or my hands or elbows or shoulders. I hope I don't get Mom's frozen. Mom and her sister both had frozen shoulder. All right. Is that what you have, Eileen? You have the plus? It's just wider, right? I don't have any bigger dies anyway, so I don't need the plus. Oh, my goodness. And I can't find a Gemini for under... Well, Simon Says Stamps has Gemini for $179, but by the time I paid customs, probably be just as expensive. It's $333 for Gemini Junior on Amazon. Okay. All right. I want to make sure. Still needs a little drying out down here in the corner. This red will bleed into Yoda if he's not dry before I start painting Yoda. So I don't want the red to bleed. Didn't care if the red or the purple, if that bled into each other, but I don't want red bleeding into Yoda. So this red reactivates. Oh, Eileen. But Eileen, do you find your Cuttlebug a lot more difficult to turn the handle than your Big Shot? So I've tried 3 different ones, and I found it all 3 of them more difficult than mine. Now mine's the Stampin' Up version of the Big Shot, which shouldn't really make a difference. It's an Ellison machine regardless. Your little sidekick die. Now is that the like an original sidekick, or did you buy one of the new ones? Or do you have it from way back when? Oh, I shouldn't have said that. Love you, Diane. Way back when. I didn't mean that. All right, I have a little issue here because I see a little spot here, and I don't know if I'm going to be able to fix this or not without making a line. Okay. That should be all right. It was just a little spot, and made his face look all misshapen. Needs a little bit more, though. All right, let's just dry that. Hey, Mindy. Oh, really? Yeah. Okay. Cool. My sister used to have a little sidekick. She did get rid of it and her dies, though. When they downsized from their house to their 2-bedroom apartment, she got rid of a lot of her scrapbooking tools, except for her. She just has the little baby cricket, the very first original one that came out. Oh, Eileen has a wonderful warehouse, Denise, where all of these machines sit like in a museum. Sorry, I'm just trying to wriggle and get comfortable here. I have to move my knees every now and then. Really? See, Eileen, I love cutting out stuff on the Cameo, especially, with me, I like the designing part of it. And I think that's why I love my Cameo so much. I only loved my Cricut because I had the shortcuts a lot where I could bypass needing to use the cartridges. And I had bought a lot of cartridges, used a few of them until I discovered shortcuts a lot. And yeah, but no, see, I love the design aspect of it. So I love designing. I think Joan probably, although I know Joan loves dies too, but I love the design aspect of it and then cutting out my design. Exactly, Joan, right? Yeah. But see, Josie, for me, it's the opposite way. My Big Shot and my dies are over in the corner on a shelf normally. And my Cameo sits here, right on my desk. It's right there 24/7. So it's way easier for me to do something on my Cameo than it is for me to do something on my Big Shot. All right, so to start with Yoda here, I switch to his picture for a minute. All right, you can see that you have to find your lightest colors because you have to start with your light, because once you get dark, it's harder to go. You can go light if you go too dark, but it's much more difficult, especially with some paints. Some paints are not going to lift as much for you. Some will. But so what you have to do is you have to work on his lightest colors. All right, if you're doing acrylic, you can start dark and then you can layer your lighter colors over top. But for watercolor, you have to find those lightest colors. So he's got some light here on his nose, So I'm actually going to do, there's light on his ears here. I'm going to do a yellow ochre over his whole face. Oh, well, Sharon, if I just design whatever I have on my blog, I have 88 stencil designs for sale, but you have to have a Cameo or a Cricut that will cut an SVG or JPEG file. I have to look for a company that will sell my, maybe Eileen will go get my blog link. I know Sharon doesn't have a Cameo or a Cricut yet, but you can see what I design. Mindy. But yeah, I mean, if I need something for a layout or whatever, I'll just go to my Cricut design and design it and cut it out. You know, whether it's circles, whether it's squares, whether it's flourish, I design in Inkscape and then take it over to my silhouette design studio usually. All right, so I'm going to, as I was saying before I got distracted, rabbit trail. I'm going to do, not his eyes, I'm going to leave his eyes. So I'm going to do yellow ochre, wet on wet, over his whole head here. His neck and robe are more burnt sienna, so I will stay away from that for now. So your base layer is your lightest color that's going to shine through. Now, sometimes it may not work to do, you know, the whole section of the image in whatever your light color is. It depends on the picture. In this case, because the rest of his head is going to be like a greenish olivey color, the yellow ochre is a fine base for the whole head. So I'm just going to do it that way. Now, if the rest of his face was like a blue or something, it would be more difficult to do the yellow ochre, you know what I mean, for the whole head. But this is a good undertone for the rest of the facial colors. So you want to get it so that the whole thing is evenly wet. You don't want puddles, but you want just a nice shimmer of wet. You want to try and get that whole area a similar wetness so you don't get blooms or uncontrolled spreading of pigment. You can see that some of my pencil is coming up there, but that's okay. All right, so that should work. I'm going to spritz a little bit of water in my yellow ochre well because it's been a while since it's been sitting there, so it needs to get reactivated. Don't want this to be too dark. So knowing your colors and having used your colors a lot, if you're new to your colors, these decisions are important. So it's one reason why it is good to swatch your colors or play with your colors somehow before you have to start doing these, making these decisions. I had to know that this yellow ochre was going to be color that would work for those light areas. And I know that because I've swatched and painted with these colors a lot. Poor Joan. Poor Dot. I apologize for the eyes. I feel the same way, but, you know, I don't want to go and put them in until I have the big stuff around it done so I don't ruin them. Trying to get some, trying to get it as smooth as possible, but okay. What? What? Yoda's frozen. Ah! Oh, my Lord, lift and dying Moses. Oh, sorry. There he is. Ah! Sorry. Sorry. I was saying, getting a nice light coat as smooth as I can. I apologize. Yeah, I did a miraculous job painting Yoda, didn't I? All right, let me zoom in a little bit. Check my I know, Joan, at last, at last, at last. Oh, hi, Sophia. Gosh. All right. See, I need a producer. A director, I guess it would be. I need a director to remind me of these camera changes. Okay. So, under his neck and whatever neck area is burnt sienna, so I'm going to go in and do that. So just so you know, this is what I did for his face. I wet the whole head area, made sure it was equally okay. A little burnt sienna here. I was going to say neck and chest, but I was like, well, it's not really his chest. It's all his neck area. Yoda anatomy. Yeah, exactly. Ugh, okay. His robe is more like the burnt umber. So I am going to have to clean out a well here for some burnt umber. Let me get a baby white, just because I'm too lazy to start another one. I don't need this purple anymore, so just wasn't much left in the well, so I'll clean it out and use that for burnt umber. Sorry for the nose and the sniffles, folks. I apologize, but I didn't want to like not stream just because I had a few sniffles. Okay, so burnt umber. Now, I can do these without completely drying these other areas because they are starting to dry, and paint always goes from to a wet area. So if it was going to bleed, it was going to bleed from the face into the neck and then the neck into his robe, which is not a big deal because they're each like darker colors. I didn't want the burnt sienna to bleed into his face, but it doesn't really matter that much if a little yellow ochre bled into his neck area. All right, let's get this all nice and wet. That was a little too much water. Sometimes I forget how much water these silver black velvet brushes hold. Wouldn't say they're new to me anymore, but I'm still working on getting used to them. Oh dear. Hey, Kimberly Ray. Hello, hello, hello. Oh, yes. You're not allowed to say stay sad when you're in a chat room with these ladies. You're not going to. So glad you are here. And dang it, look at that. See what happened? That area wasn't dry, and I went into it with my brush, and it pulled up the paint. I have to wait. I can't fix that until that part dries. So that's annoying. Anyway, whatever. So I'm going in with my burnt umber. Very light coat so that the highlight areas won't be too dark. So you start with your light coat and then you get your darker areas so that the highlights can still stand out. This side is a little darker. It's in the shadows, so I'm using a little bit more pigment on this side. Well, except for there, that's where the light is. Highlight is, Jean. I'll pick up a little bit along there. There we go. Joycey. Oh, no, it's not supposed to be there. I'll fix it once it dries. You can see the pigment pooling here. Because when I wet this, I should have dried his neck. See, these are things you learn. It was too dry when I added the water here, so the water, yeah, it bloomed on me, but that's okay. I'll show you. You're almost done, Janet? Woo-hoo! Yeah, Jenna will celebrate with coffee ice cream when she's done paying her bills. All right, let's work on his face before I try and fix his neck. All right, let me see here. So, sap green. Need to mist it a little bit because it's been sitting in my pan a while. Now, it's not just sap green. He's more of an olivey green. So, I am going to take some of that yellow ochre. That sap green really needs to be toned down. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to take so what I've done is I've added some sap green to the yellow ochre. And I'm going to do a very light layer of this hopefully olivey yellow. So this is still another underlayer, no details yet. Doing a glazing layer because I'm doing wet on dry. So I just had to add a little wet to my brush. Now, I'm going to go back, grab a piece of paper towel here, and I'm going to go in with a clean, damp, not wet, but damp brush, and I'm going to pick up my smaller brush. All right, and I can do this because I know that this green will pick up nicely, and it's easier to do it this way than to paint around these shapes for this layer anyway. this is where it's important to know if your color picks up well or is a good staining color. Can't wait for my waffle flower dyes to arrive. I need to go check my mail. Ooh, they might actually be in my mail. I don't know. Get out my walker and head down to the mailbox. So I'm just trying to get a little texture here. And my next step will be to do the darkest darks on his face so that I have a reference point. First of all, I need to messed up his eye there. I got some of the green in the white of his eye. So I'm going to have to pick that up. And I made... Oh, that's good. All right. I need a... Oh, here it is. All right, so what I need now is my little, this brush has bristles that are a little bit stiffer. They're still not going to tear apart the paper, but they've got stiffer bristles so that I can do a little lifting and maybe a finer line, I hope, around his eye. Maybe not. I might be too late. Let's try this one that is stiffer. Hold on. What did they do with it? Here it is. This one is stiffer. I need it stiffer because I need a good kind of line, but that still may not be good enough. That's all right. I'll get rid of it. I can always put it back in. Needs to go lighter under his eye. And I need to get rid of that green that bled into this eye as well. Guess I didn't do a very good job of keeping the water out of his eye area when I was wetting it. There we go. Okay, Joycey. Thanks, Sharon. Thanks, Joan. All right. So now let's dry that. And let's start with his darkest darks. Oh, Joycey. See, so I wanted to give him a green tinge without making him look like the Grinch. You know what I mean? He's not the same color green as the Grinch. He just has a slightly green hue. I don't know. Colleen must have the best Tuesday morning ever. And even her Hobby Lobby seems to have. Oh, I missed an area that I need to lighten. Ooh. Hold on. I need to find my little scrubber brush again here. I missed an area. Let me get a clean piece of paper towel because that one was pretty wet. All right, just need a little piece. Uh-oh. Well, I didn't want to drop water there. That's annoying. Luckily, the red doesn't lift as easily as the screen. I need to highlight right here. And over here. Well, over here, I think this is pretty decent already, but let's what on earth is wrong with this? I don't know. Okay. This brush is starting to go all frizzy. All right. Actually, I think once I get my darks in, that's probably going to be okay there. All right. Okay. I know, it doesn't look like it did much of anything, but it did lift a little bit. Okay. All right, details. Darks. Darks, Jean. Let's get some darks in here. All right. Looking at his ear. Or not. A little bit of red there. Going to burnt umber. So I'm just kind of shaping out where the darks are going to be. And I'm going to go directly into the pan of burnt umber to get some darker color. Oh, come on, really? All right. I'm going to have to figure out how to do his little furry parts later. All right, okay. All right, sorry, just trying to get this shape right here, trying to zoom in on the picture. All right, I have to dry this ear here a minute. Hey, Marie. Hey, Kathy. Well, I'm not sure I would call. Well, yes, Yoda does have a face. Yes. And considering it's a well-known face, this is a request from Joycey. I'm not sure I would do it for anyone else except for her. So, sorry, Eileen, but you know, it is what it is. And I did trace him, so yeah, no, I didn't test my drawing skills yet. Just my painting skills at the moment. All right, now I need to go in with a little bit more. Okay, I have to take a little bit of my green. I'm going to mix just a little bit of burnt umber in with it. Just to, so I can shape this ear part that's darker than his face. Okay. All right, I need an even more detail brush. So let's try this one. All right, so I've got some of this. I'm just up on the edge here. I'm mixing some burnt umber with some of my sap green, but mostly burnt umber. So it's just a tinge of like olivey green for some of these darker areas here. Okay. So I'm just trying to get these shapes of these major kind of wrinkles and bumps here because I did not trace those in. So if this area is a highlight, that means I did not say Siri. I said, so if. Oh, Siri just came on. Give me a break. Ooh. A little too much pigment on that, so I need to go in with some water. And that area is going to be a highlight. That means either side of it needs to be darker. And this side is darker than that side. So I'm going to add a little burnt umber here over top of the green and let it Marie, I bet. I don't know how this is going to turn out, you guys. No clue if it's even going to turn out all right. Because I've never done this kind of painting before. I'm just trying to follow shapes. See what I end up with. You just have to try not to be too scared of the icky stage, which is what I have now. You like it, Joycey? Thanks, Sharon. A mohawk. Well, it doesn't have enough hair to be a mohawk. It's all the bony structure. Almost Klingon-like, but not quite as detailed as Klingons. For first face, Joycey certainly challenged me, that's for sure. Oh, no, that's too dark. Oh, Joycey, why'd you do this to me? All right, I need to get his mouth in because that will help me with like proportions and stuff here. Get the thin line of his mouth. Sorry, excuse my head if it's in the camera, but I need to get in here and see my mouth line that I put in because he has a very distinctive, so many distinctive features, Joycey, that have to be just right. Anyway. Yeah, yes, I am. Joycey. Oh, dear. All right, hold on. I've got a little too much burr up here, so just going to wipe it off and start again. Bringing a little green up. A little wee burnt umber. A little wee more green. Excuse me. All right. Oh, Joycey. This is so hard. It's like so many details. Not even sure. Try not to get lost in the shapes and the shading. Adding a little more burnt umber to my mix here for this shaded side. And I need to go to my next brush up. I think it needs more burnt umber still. Well, maybe not that much, Jean. All about happy medium. Sorry, I'm not watching chat. I know, it's a shock, but... water it down a little more so I get more of a glaze here. So you need to turn here. Need to soften this line here. Okay, now the light comes back onto him right about there. But then this is... Okay, so I need... Oh, shoot. Messed up that shape. No. Come on. Gotta lift up for me. Hold on. Lost control of my brush there for a moment. Okay, let's try that again. Thanks, Jillian. Thanks, Joan. Thanks, Al. Tracy loves her paper cut. I hate paper cuts, Tracy. Oh my gosh, can't believe how late it is already. Holy smokes. Poor Yoda. You're taking... Here, I thought I'd have time to do some fun embossing too. I guess I'll leave that for Monday. Or an impromptu. Who knows? There's no way I can like paint all the details like you would with a acrylic or whatever. So I'm just going to have to somehow. All right, I've got to get his nose in. That will help. Get a little bit of his lip in here. Or not his lip, that area that's under between the lip and the nose. That's shaped a little bit here. Ooh. It's funny because I see all these lines, and then when I paint them in, I'm like, well, that, it doesn't look right, but it is, it can't question what you see. You just have to, especially with him not being, he's not human, he's not, so what I'm seeing is correct. Oh, that needs to be a little more green, I think. I'm missing this shape here. All right, see you, Sharon. Thanks for coming. Hi, Life. Oh, thanks. I hope I didn't miss you saying goodbye, Life. Thank you so much for coming. Okay, I'm trying to get the kind of bridge of his nose here. It's not quite that wide, though. Right now, all right, let's try putting his eyes in. See if that helps me a little. All right, let's get some. Now, Dot will be saying, "Yay, at last! At last!" Thanks, Janet. I might have to leave it as kind of like essence of Yoda, because there's no way I can get all that detail in. I mean, I could have went in with pencil, but we'll see. We'll see how I leave it. At least it kind of looks like him. A little bit, anyway. Don't have the nose right yet, but I want to do the eyes, and then I think that, because I think getting the eyes in will help me get the nose in. Try and get these highlights in the same spot so he doesn't look like cross-eyed or something. I know, Eileen, I'm sorry. I have to see what I'm doing. Gosh, give me a break. I'm blind after all. Sheesh. Oh, it's clouding up. Supposed to get some showers here this evening. Not that we don't need it, you know. Sorry about the sniffles. Eileen? All right, legally blind, you know, whatever. Whatever. It works. Oh, excuse me, sorry. I took my allergy pills, so if I hadn't, it would be even worse. Excuse me. I am not going to finish this today, just so you know, Tracy. Because I'm going to have to step back before I finish his face and his neck and robe. I actually lost the red that I put in here shining through, so I'm going to see if I can lift up my burnt umber or not. Here. And add a little red back in there because it's kind of like glowing. You can see it's like sheer. That's better, I think. And this still needs to be darker. So I think I'm going to go in with some. And I need to reshape it because it's not quite. Going to go in with some burnt umber right out of the well. That's a little better. Dad, I knew that would help. I knew that would help you. I think I really need to get I have a table. Orla sent me a table. What do you call them? I think, but it's too big for here. I use it when I do paint night. I've only done a few, but we need to organize another paint night. Now the kids are back in school, might be easy. People might have more time. I think I just need to get like a box so that this is up like closer to me, so I'm not bending over as much to my desk, you know, because now the whites of his eyes are too white. All right, I did not go around this one, did I? Hold on, I didn't add my dark. Don't know if I could probably much easier do the details with. I might do that. It could be my first painting that I do details with my Prismacolor. Maybe I'll do that on my next stream. Oh, I didn't have to turn that whole thing. Hold on. Okay. All right, so I just need a little more. Because it'll be too hard to do his hair, his little furry sections. Joycey, thank you. Hey, Joa. Nice to see you. I'm trying to get Yoda paper here. I'm trying to make Yoda appear. I don't know. Working on it. Got a little bit too much red there. I don't know if I can cover it with my green or not, but my red seeped a little too far into his face there. I'll just leave that. I can fix that with my pencil crayons, I think. Yeah, I might leave his face and do the rest of the detail with my color pencil. I know in Canada we call them pencil crayons, whatever. He's got kind of a stubby nose. So I think, all right, let's do a little bit on his neck here. And I'll leave his face. Well, no, Josie, he has like just little fuzzies. Hold on. See, he's got little fuzzy hair. It's, you know, kind of like more like just like body hair kind of thing happening. So oops. So yeah, exactly, Joie. Just little wisps that kind of, yeah. All right, so let's do, all right, so his neck doesn't show much. I just realized that this is not his neck. It's kind of an it's kind of a shirt underneath his robe. Silly me. Didn't even notice that first time around. Oh, well. So it's kind of like a suede-y. It's like a suede. So I am going to go over with a somewhat dry brush and see what happens here. Didn't look closely enough first time to realize that this burnt sienna part was actually all right, and so now I need some burnt umber mixed with some burnt, oh, sorry. I need a little more burnt sienna here, and I'm going to add a little burnt umber to darken it some. Wet my brush a little. All right, so that's that part. Now, it needs to be nice and dark here. I think I'm going to use my smaller mimic here. Oh. Thanks, Joey. All right, now I need to do the same thing over here, but narrower. All right, so now with the I need to do a nice dry brush layer, And it needs to be a fairly thin layer because I don't want it to get too dark too soon. But I need to add a little texture on his robe here. And I'm going to use my next brush up here. Get a very good dry brush effect that I wanted, but a little bit of texture added in. All right, so now going in to make the folds in his robe here. Do the first layer while it's still wet, a little wet. I think I need to go down a brush size. And it might be a little too wet because it's just disappearing. Yeah, it's too wet. All right, hold on. Let's try this. Thanks, Tara. Thanks, Joan. Thanks, Jillian. Hi, Teresa. Welcome. As you can see, I am doing Yoda. Joyce asked me to paint him. I'm using my ShinHan watercolors and 200-pound Arches paper. Okay. So I'm going in with very light touch, not too much pigment at this point. These are folds, so I want to try and keep the lines, soft if I can. Excuse me. And I need to go in with some thicker burnt umber for this fold here. Thanks, Eileen. Thanks, Teresa. Oh, cool, Jillian. Fun. Jillian's been painting with acrylics. So, yeah, I would love to see your work, Jillian. Adding another layer here because, of course, as it dries, it lightens and just needs to be a little darker shadow there. All right, one more side, and then I will be done for today. And then I'll come back and do some details, I think, with pencils. Seven Eastern before Jen. Oh, well, I'll miss Z because I am going to a movie. Well, no, I'll be able to see part of her. We're not leaving till, wait, now 7. Wait, now, what time Eastern? It's 7. No, oh, no, I'll be gone by then. Oh, shoot, I'm supposed to do dry brush. Oh, well. The side is darker, so, because it's in the shadow. Now, here's the thing. There's a bit of a purple hue on his shoulders. So I'm going to do that with some purple. But I'm going to make it very thin. So it's a real glaze here. It's kind of like it's from the background there, glowing on his shoulder. Oh, too much. Oh, no, don't you dare. Don't you dare. Control it a little more, Jean. Gonna kind of actually needs a little more of that. Let's see if I can mix it again. If I can get it before it dries. Oh no, that ruined it, Jean. Hold on. Start that again. Start that mix again. Red. Ultramarine. Lots of water. Oops. All right. I think it's still wet enough. Now I'm going to let that dry. I'm going to dry it. Hey, Dixie! Jamie! Dixie! Hello, hello. Nice to see you, Dixie. As you can see, Yoda time it is. And I only do this kind of request for Joycey. Don't get it into your head. It's like, not only is it my first face that I'm watercoloring, it's Yoda. Thanks, Judy. Yes, Texas is representing. I don't know where CB is this afternoon. Did CB have an appointment, Eileen? All right, so on this side, I'm going to mix some of that purple in with my burnt umber for the dark, or burnt umber into the purple, whichever way you want to look at it. I'm kind of doing both. I don't have this shape right at all. It's supposed to go down that way. Oh, well. Messed up that, but that's too bad. That's the way she goes. That's the way she goes. Can't fix it now. I just noticed it. Okay. All right. Oops. So I'm just trying to drop more color in here where it's wet and let it flow so that it kind of looks like a fold. Oh, I've got some icky watermarks here. Dang it. Wait, now, Bert. What? Thanks, Jillian. Haha, Dixie. What, Burt Reynolds? What? Is Burt Reynolds? Wait, Eileen. Did I miss something? It's hard to watch chat when you're... He didn't die, did he, Eileen? No way. All right, I'm going to leave it. Oh, no. No. Oh, that's sad. How old was he? Oh, gosh. All right, that is Yoda. I'm going to decide whether to leave him like this or add details with watercolor or with pencils. Because I don't want to wreck him because I do like him. Let's pull off the tape. Oh, that's not dry yet. Hold on. Hey, about time, CB. We were just talking about you. Thanks, Dixie. I've been doing a lot of work the last year too. Oh, he was 82. Okay, I know he was close to my mom's age. Yeah. Oh, dear. All right. I don't know. I kind of like him without adding the detail. I'm going to have to think on this. I don't know. Because now that I've got his, the rest of it done, I kind of like it as it is. So I wouldn't want to go in and ruin it. Thanks, Jamie. Here we go. See, now, once you take the tape off, that helps too. Yeah. No, I have never painted on silk paper, Teresa, I must say. I don't think I've ever even heard it. So what do you think, Joycey? Did I do okay? Thanks, Dr. Dot. I didn't add any black in his eyes because I can't really tell. Oh yeah, I guess there is black. I'm gonna have to go in with some black. I think I'll do the marker. It'll be easier to do with a marker. I see it now that I zoomed in on the eyes. I don't know. The brown is so dark. I don't know if the black is going to make a difference or not. Sorry about my head. I apologize. Al Capone? Really? Huh. Thanks, Joan. So thanks everyone for coming. McCarthy's one that has directed by Jim Henson. There's puppets in it. Anyway, the comedy Murder in something. I can't remember the name of it, but anyway. I think I did pretty